Shaun, feeling word. How do you feel this morning?
Scattered, a little tense.
You know, I sense that energy, and when you said scattered, my word was going to be discombobulated. So we're kind of sharing a frequency right now.
You ever felt combobulated?
Combobulated?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that means. I don't think that's a word. I think it's only discombobulated. I don't think you could take away the dis and it means something else.
I'm gonna start saying it.
I think you should, and people will feel stupid, and say it with confidence. Like, hey, yeah, I feel really combobulated. What about you? And then they'll think they're dumb. Like they don't, they'll play it off like, yeah, me too.
Hey, I have an expression that I want to make popular.
What's that?
It's a pizza for everybody is a pizza for nobody.
A pizza for everyone is a pizza for no one.
Oh, that's actually better. You made it better.
What does it mean?
It means when you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. Or when you
Oh,
try to
okay.
make a thing for everyone, it ends up being for nobody because it's got everything on it. Like, can you imagine a pizza for everyone?
Oh, okay.
Anchovies, pineapple, barbecue sauce,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like the type,
olives.
yes, trying to please everyone with the kind of pizza they like makes it lukewarm, and then like it's a pizza no one likes. It's just a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah,
Stuffed crust, vegan cheese.
yeah. Oh no, yeah, horrible.
Anyways, so you could use that and maybe start spreading it around. That and
Okay,
combobulated.
all right. A pizza for everyone is a pizza for no one, and combobulated.
Wait, so tell me what's going on?
Um, I just feel very there's a lot happening. We're leaving tomorrow night to scout Costa Rica. I feel very behind in work. I'm supposed to be launching Single on Purpose, the school online. There's just a lot happening, and I can relate to your whole I don't want to work.
Yeah.
So that's how I've been feeling. I've been feeling like I don't want to get back on the horse.
Yeah.
I want to go eat pineapples and go swim in the ocean and do nothing. I want to meditate. That's what I want to do.
I mean, you're gonna go do that. It's just kind of the cool stuff, but there's also all these other obligations.
Yes, and then the mountain of to dos and insurance and people you got to call, and I got to chase down like the title for my motorcycle, which I've been trying to do for 2 weeks. And if I don't get that, then I don't get paid. Like there's so many logistics, man. I'm just exhausted.
Yeah. You didn't take the title with you when you left?
No, I thought about should I take the title of my motorcycle or my daughter? And I was like, I'll just take Logan. I was looking around for the title, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just take Logan.
I can picture you ripping out of there with Logan and the motorcycle. Just fat bobbing your way down Sunset, flames on both sides, you know?
Yeah, no, we took
Logan
nothing.
holding onto your neck, kind of flapping behind you.
So, where are you? Not not
I'm in
not
San
not
Fran-
emotionally, now physically. Where are you physically?
I'm in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm at my mom's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I
What
was
it
in
seems like there
Montreal
was a
last
wrench
week.
thrown into your life. I don't know. Or are you just tired, or what's going on?
What's that?
It seemed like there was like a wrench thrown into your life, or are you just tired and whatever?
Well, I last week I did that week of the somatic experiencing
Yep.
leadership program, and
Yep.
every time I do that, they're always very intense.
Oh, so this is the residue of that coming
Yeah,
off now.
and I also didn't get an integration. I had to immediately get on a flight to San Francisco
Oh, right. Very abrupt.
because I have a rental property. I have one rental unit, one apartment that I rent, and the tenants moved out on Friday, and then the new tenants were coming to visit the property yesterday. And when I showed up, the old tenant was still there, and there was a bunch of
Oh,
stuff everywhere.
man,
She
that
was
must have
like,
brought anxiety.
her eyes got all big. She was like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing here?" And so I just kind of helped, and like, it just threw a wrench in the plans. I wasn't, yeah, it was sort of a last minute move out. The whole thing's just kind of stressful. And then I had some realizations this last week that are kind of hard to sit with, which is I think I have like displaced anger,
Mm.
which is manifesting itself in maybe in some way internalized misogyny.
Wow. Is this what you got from the workshop? The stuff that
Yeah,
came up?
yeah, yeah. Because a new professor came in, this woman,
Mm.
and I couldn't figure out what was going on, but I was feeling something, and I was like, I don't like her energy, and that led to a deeper understanding process around maybe some of my mommy issues and how they manifest themselves in my life.
Man, that sounds I feel like I might have some of that too. So you mean if you have quote unquote mommy issues, or if mom was neglectful, or if that relationship wasn't healthy or strong, do you think what happens is you just kind of get angry at women, or it's kind of a shadow, it's underneath, and then it comes out as an adult, this kind of very subtle, right? You're obviously, because I don't see it intentionally. You're talking about stuff that you're not even realizing.
Yeah, it's subconscious.
Yeah,
And it's mixed in with like my love of women and my wanting to be an ally with women, and then
right.
there's some other ways in which I show up in dating relationships, or in which I maybe use casual relationships to validate the way I feel, or it's still unclear exactly how it's playing out.
Dude, that's fascinating. Thank you for sharing that. I think I can relate to that, man, and it kind of makes sense because also you and I, as adults, we notice we don't treat our moms well,
Yeah, that's another reason why I'm not.
like the way we talk to our moms and stuff.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do you think this also lines up with any kind of sub dom stuff? If you're into that kind of stuff, or do you think that's a separate thing, like that whole
Oh, I
fantasy?
mean, it could. I don't know enough about the world of BDSM, to. I'm sure there are healthy versions of the sub dom dynamic that I'm not aware of, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, there must be some ways in which I get off on like having power over or controlling women in some way.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's also, this feels very vulnerable to share because it's not fully fleshed out, and so I shared some of this at the workshop, the week, and one of the female participants there was like, I knew I didn't trust you,"
oh
and
damn, she was coming at you.
yeah, and then but then all the other most of the other people there were like, yeah, I have that too,
Mm,
and even some of the female participants were like, dude, women suck sometimes. And also men suck, like
yeah,
we kind of
yeah.
suck as human beings and as genders, our own genders in our own different ways.
Hey, when you share something that personal and scary, it's not cool for someone to say, "I knew it."
Well,
I knew it.
so it's funny because I was terrified of mentioning it. It just like it was a feeling that came up, and I was like, I think this is what I'm feeling, and I shared it.
Mm,
And I thought I was going to get like kicked out of the program. But the thing is, with this program, you could say whatever you want. The
right.
only two rules are no harm to yourself or others, or to property. So you could really go kind of crazy and say whatever you want. And I expounded on this internalized misogyny in ways that I will not share with you here. But I thought that people were going to flip out, and
Yeah.
most people just like agreed with me. And actually, you could feel the energy in the room rising. People were like, oh my God, that resonates. Yes, 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 I have
Mm,
that too. Or holy shit, like what a beautiful moment of clarity. And then this other person, when they said, I knew I didn't trust you, I don't think she actually meant me. I think she
right. She
meant
meant kind
men.
of the idea behind what we're talking about.
Yeah. So we're all projecting on each other. Like I was
Right.
projecting on this teacher, this female teacher, you know? And so that's what this group kind of serves as a safe space to project some of your internalized stuff onto other people, your unconscious stuff, so that you can bring it into consciousness and hopefully have a different relationship to it.
The fact that you don't have it figured out is what makes it interesting. Like this conversation, the fact that we don't have answers, that we're curious and we don't know. I think that's what makes it interesting. There's less of a story here if we were like, well, this is what happened. This is how it's manifesting. It's, it's like there's a closing to it, but this is like wide, and we're curious. Also, I think a lot of men. This is a great topic for them to explore right now.
It's also no surprise that like men hate women to a certain degree.
Yeah,
Like if you look at the current administration, rights being trampled on, women
yeah,
not earning as much as men, like the orgasm gap. Like there's so many ways in which the inequality between men and women is apparent.
yeah. It's about control. It's about uh, I mean, it's about so many things, but in this case, even um, quote unquote mommy issues, or the relationship you had with uh, your first female exchange,
Yeah,
and how that was
caretaker.
tracked.
Yeah, I know. What's the role of Oedipus? Because my therapist always gets really excited when we get anywhere near Oedipus. Like she just wants to go deep into, because Oedipus was like wanted to kill his dad so he could sleep with his mom.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't.
Is that not part of your training?
I It was a while ago. I went surfing. I went surfing that day.
I love how honest you are.
So Freud, Oedipus, the whole, yeah, like that underneath, almost like wanting to sleep with your mom, competing with your dad, like the other stuff
Competing with
happening.
your dad, yeah. I think there's something
Competing
about
for attention,
boundaries.
right?
What's that?
Competing for attention.
Yeah, and but the boundaries had to be set early on by father,
Yeah, yeah,
saying, "I'm sorry, son, you have to wait your turn. This is not for you. This will come for
right.
you at some other point." And then you have to separate sort of the like romantic connection to your mother. And anyways, I don't know enough about this, but my therapist always gets real jazzed.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's but it's there, man. I remember right around 10, 11, when you're going through a lot of hormonal changes, kind of moving into early days of puberty, liking women, learning about sex. It's so confusing, blurry, you know. And then also it depends like how old your mom is. There's a lot of friends that I had where their moms were young, and moms were like flirting with their friends,
Hmm.
sometimes even being sexual with. I mean, it could be very confusing how you see
That's where
mom,
the
and then if yeah,
yeah, that's where MILF came from,
right.
right?
Milf.
It's like when you went to your friend's house and they had a hot young mom.
I would so I would fantasize. For a minute I was dating this attractive. I think I was 17. Attractive girl. Her mom, and they lived in a big house, on the side of the street where all the kind of the rich people lived. Her dad was an ex sport or ex football player, and her mom was stunning, and she was young. And I heard rumors that if you dated the daughter, you could like have a threesome with the mom, and it was this fantasy that I had. I did not try anything, but I heard a lot of rumors that the person I was dating, the daughter, the mom would get competitive and want the attention. She was also very lonely. The marriage was over, living in this big vacant house, and so the mom would also get intimate with daughter's friends and stuff. And I was like, this is very confusing, but also a fantasy. Like for a 17-year-old boy, that was like the whole Mrs. Robinson thing. That was like a big
Yeah.
fantasy.
Is she still around?
I'm sure she's still around. I'm not interested now in that fantasy at all.
That yeah, interesting. You ever heard of May December romances?
No.
That's where the man is younger than the woman. Like in the movie The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman.
Yes. I just said
He's
Mrs.
a
Robinson. Yes. That's
That's
the
Mrs.
pool boy.
Robinson, right?
Yeah, that's the cabana boy. That's the the gardener. Usually the fantasy is like the woman is in power or maybe at home, and then there was this younger, right, this younger like younger boy who wants to learn. Oh, Vision
Yeah.
Quest. Remember Vision Quest from the 80s?
No.
The
Mm-mm.
wrestler? No, okay. Same
What
thing.
is
Yeah.
that? Is it a
Uh,
movie?
it's a movie. No one knows it.
I, Speaking of May December, I have a funny story to share with you.
Yes.
So I used to work at Google. You might not know this about me,
I had
but
no
one of
idea. Wow.
my first jobs in tech. I only had two jobs in tech. One of them was at Google, and I got the job because when I graduated college, immediately I went to a temp agency, and I interviewed for the job of video game tester
Mm,
because I was like a stoner, and I was like, "This is going to be
right.
fun." But it was like a serious interview. They wanted to know like the last 10 games I'd beaten, and I'd like never beaten a game in my life.
Mm,
But I guess like that's like a qualification for a video game tester that people just don't think about. Like it's a
right.
serious job, you know? Anyways, while I was there, a call came in from Google saying, "Hey, we need someone who can schedule interviews for like upcoming new hires." And I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
I'll do that." And they're like, "You can't just say you'll do it. You have to interview for it, you know?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll interview for it." Anyways, long story short, I got the job. So I'm like 3 weeks out of college. I'm working at Google. I'm sitting on a Swiss
Wow.
ball. I'm taking a scooter from one building to the next. There's free lunches. I'm having a
Yeah.
blast.
The free
I'm having a
food, the
blast.
laundry. Yeah, it's a whole world.
I was like 22, man. I was like, I made it.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later, I accidentally sent an email, a personal email to 1,300 employees.
Are you how personal?
It was like, it wasn't that personal, but it had a bunch of F bombs. I was just talking about the
Oh,
on site oil change service and how it kind of sucked.
yeah.
Anyways, I was mortified. I was like, it went to an email list instead of one
Oh,
person. So I got fired immediately.
wow.
They like walked me out within 30 minutes. I stole a lava lamp on the way out.
Of course, you're like, yeah, fuck you guys, I'm taking something.
Yeah, that's like my pension, or whatever. My severance was a lava lamp.
Yeah, it reminds me when you were stealing something, running, you got caught, and you peed your pants.
Yeah, this time I didn't pee my pants, although um, I was pretty mortified. I was sitting in the, parking lot going, what the fuck did I just do? My life is ruined, basically. I went from king of the hill to total fucking dirtbag
Wow.
and unemployed. Um, but then I made getting a new job my new job, right?
Mm.
And some of the people in my work really liked me, and so they invited me for happy hour in Palo Alto at this place called Nola's, which is a known cougar den.
It's a known what? Oh, Cougar Den.
It's a
Okay.
known cougar den.
Wow. And
Yeah,
you were 22.
22.
Oh, you're prime for
Prime
Cougars.
cub. I'm prime cub material, dude.
Yeah.
I go to Nola's. I'm outside smoking a cigarette because I was smoking cigarettes. This gorgeous woman comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, are you Jason?" And I go, "Yes." I didn't even think about it.
Right.
Not even like a split second. Just yeah. We start talking for like 10 minutes outside, and then I go,
God,
"Hey, I'm
man,
sorry."
just the balls to say yes. Just the balls to say yes. I am this. Just lying right up front. John, at 22, you're just wow.
We're chatting, we're flirting, and then I go, "Hey, I got to stop you. I'm not Jason." And she goes, "Oh shit, I'm here to meet Jason. It's a blind date." She pulls
Mm.
out a business card and she goes, "Give me a call." And I did. And then we dated for 6 months. She was 32. She was 32. I was 22. She was driving an S3 or S4 convertible Audi, had a little house in Palo Alto. She was like a marketing manager for um, a
Was that at
company.
22? Was that the oldest person you've ever been with? As far as that was a 10-year age gap.
Yeah, 10-year age gap. Yeah, definitely. For sure. Yeah, slept with the oldest person I had slept with and was in a relationship with. Like we
Was it
dated for.
intimidating in the beginning?
There was a part of me that like kind of put her on a pedestal a little bit. It
Yeah.
wasn't intimidating. I was more like, impressed. But it was interesting. Like she wanted to change me a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I used to wear sneakers a lot, and she was like, "Oh, we need to
Yeah.
get you better shoes." We got me better shoes. Turns out I still wear sneakers. that was just a thing. It wasn't
Yeah,
like a phase. It was
yeah.
just, that's what I wear. Buy me a couple shirts and belts and stuff. Um, but yeah, it was
She
nice.
wanted to groom you.
She was
That was
grooming
part of
me.
the door.
She was grooming me a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we broke up eventually because she wanted to have kids, and she knew that this I wasn't going to be the person to give her that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, man, you got to live, and I think still do. You got to live out so many boy fantasies,
Fantasies,
or fantasies
boy
that men have had.
fantasies.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you had sex with your teacher. It's not too late. Just take an online course. You know,
It's not too late. No,
it's
I've
not
never
too
had
late.
sex with a teacher.
That's always been the hot for teacher thing has always been a fantasy for me.
Okay. Well, it's not too late for you either, John, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, when I was in seventh grade, we had a teacher. Her name was Miss Peterson, and she was stunning. She was 26, and there was a huge rumor going around that she was in Playboy, and the gossip got so bad that she quit. Um, and I don't know if it was true or not, but I remember just sitting in class, history class, just fantasizing about her.
A lot of gossip going on in your school.
Yeah, lots of gossip. Every school,
Must
Sean.
must be like an LA thing, I think.
Maybe. But it would have been seventh grade, man. I don't know if the experience would have been. I wouldn't have had the tools for the experience to go any longer than 34 seconds.
Oh, hey, speaking of 34 seconds, how was your first time having sex?
About 35 seconds.
Yeah, me too.
I was a late bloomer. I was 17. I lost my virginity at 17.
It's not that late.
Well, I had so before then I had an opportunity. I think I was 16, and like one of the hottest girls from the private school, for some reason liked me, and I felt so chosen and special. And we were on my little Honda Elite scooter, and she said, I want to have sex with you tonight. I was a virgin, and we were driving around. We had nowhere to go, so uh, I didn't have sex that night, but I had the golden ticket, and
Yeah,
I was like, do you want to go to a park? I was like, she wanted to go like to a house or something, and I mean, shit, dude, I'm 16. I don't know where to go. And so we are
yeah.
putting around this little scooter all night, and of course it didn't happen. And I was crushed. But then I did lose my virginity the next year to a friend I wasn't that attracted to.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was kind of sad. She was like a buddy. I wasn't attracted to her. She was attracted to me. She said, "Hey, I'm making cookies for the drill squad tomorrow. I'm out of milk. Parents are out of town. I didn't know this." She says, "I need a gallon of milk. Can you do me a favor?" So I was like, "Yeah, of course." It was like a Sunday night. I go with milk to her house. Like, "Where are your parents?" She's alone. She starts flirting with me. Kind of grabs my hand, takes me into the bedroom. And at that moment, I was like, "Why should just go through?" I was very curious about sex. I wasn't that attracted to her, but I was like, "It's so easy." And so
Yeah,
that's
let's
why I
just do
lost my
it.
virginity. Pretty sad.
Was it fun?
It was okay. I mean, it was about like 40 seconds. Just I mean, two kids have no idea what we're doing, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Was it her first time?
it wasn't her first time playing around, but I think it was her first time as far as like intercourse.
Going all the way.
Yeah, and I think she thought once we had sex, then we're gonna be boyfriend girlfriend, and it wasn't like that.
Was it a one and done?
It was one and done. Um, and then it got weird, and then she got mad, all that. But
That
yeah,
night?
that's how I lost my virginity.
That night it got weird and she got mad?
It got weird as in we were really good friends. Like we were like
Oh.
buddies. And then, of course, after that, she wanted more. I didn't. She had hurt feelings, and then it got weird, and she hated me and all that.
Did you ever get any of the cookies?
I I did not get her cookies. I
You
did
got
not
her
get them.
cookie, but not her cookies.
Yeah, I'm assuming you lost yours early, 14, 15.
Yeah, I was 15. I was at a party. Um, and I didn't really know these people, but there was like maybe a handful of people there, like six or seven. And for some reason, porn was playing on the TV. This was like in somebody's basement.
Wow.
Like I think their parents were probably upstairs or something. We were all 15, maybe 16. And then everybody wanted to get micro dots, which I guess is like acid. And I didn't want to get microdots. And so everybody left but two people. And there was this woman named Chelsea in the corner who eventually became sort of like a meth head. And I don't know what she was doing. And then this other woman, and the porno was still playing. And then she was more experienced than me. I think she was a little older. She might have been like 16 or 17. And she's like, "Hey, do you want to come and sit on my lap?" Which is like, that's weird. That's like backwards, you know.
Mm.
She should be sitting on my lap. And then we like started fooling around and had sex. And I had a condom showed up and it was black, like a black condom. Just really weird.
Yeah.
Like colored condoms are weird.
Yeah.
You don't
I
need a
didn't believe there
colored
was such a
condom.
thing. Yeah. I would have been intimidated or something. That's weird.
It was weird. Yeah. And then we had sex. It came very quickly. Tried to pretend like I didn't.
Like how fast? Like your
Yeah,
foot
like
so like
in
basically
the
put it in, like holding on, counting baseball cards, hoping you're not going to finish and it's over. 20,
yeah.
30
I mean, probably in the first minute or two or something. But
uh,
pretending like it didn't happen is the crazy thing.
yeah.
Like I can maybe will it to like get hard or continue
Right.
staying
Right.
hard or something. Anyways, then it sort of ended awkwardly, and my dad picked me up, and I could like swear that he could smell it on me. Like I was
Well, the latex
mortified.
or
Huh?
the black condom, those smell funny.
The latex, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Black latex smells extra strong. And then the next day is when I was walking into the grocery store, like the sort of convenience store in my high school in Saratoga, with my friend, and then this woman was like, "Hey, what's up, tan dick?" And I guess it had gotten around that I had like a tan penis.
Oh yeah, you shared
My
this.
buddy looked at me, he's like, "What? What's up with that?" I go, "I don't know, but I guess it's better than small dick, you know?"
Yeah. Tan dick to me is a compliment. It's like I would be like,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's like neutral. It's not good or bad. It's just like it's a descriptor.
Yeah. What's wrong with tan?
Nothing. I
Yeah.
and I always wanted a nickname. So
That's a good nickname. Maybe we'll start using that again. Tan dick.
it never stuck, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish it stuck. Anyways, that's our first time, everybody. Hey, everybody, call in. Leave us a short story of your first time. Something funny. It could be not funny, maybe a little sad too. We can handle that. 657-549-1001. Wouldn't that be fun, John?
It would be, and I think a lot of people can relate to these first time stories because they usually go the way that we just said. First times aren't
Uh,
usually 2-3 hour experiences. They're awkward and weird and fast.
yeah. Although there probably are a few of those really great stories of their first time being
Yeah.
exactly what they wanted to be, and it was sort of fairy tale, and we were together for
Yeah.
months and a year, and we our parents were okay with it or whatever. Let's hear those stories.
Yeah. That's great.
All right, I'm going to go to the principal's office real quick. You ready?
Oh shit. Okay. And then
It's just
questions.
me. It's just me. I'm going to the principal's office.
Okay.
You're
I get
good.
to be on the
You're
outside
actually
watching
you're
my
going
head
honor roll
glass.
right now.
What's that?
You ready?
Yeah.
You're going to go honor roll. I'm going to the principal's office.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this review is called Love the Authenticity. 5 stars from Sporty Mountain Girl. Fun show, but John is the reason I listen to this. He's funny, grounded, and real. Shaun has a lot of growing up to do. His constant saying how much he doesn't like to work isn't attractive. He's like a kid who's never growing up. John leads by example and integrity, keeps his word, shows up. Shaun appears simply unreliable. 5-star review, though.
Shaun, I wrote that review. Sorry, man. I can't lie. That was me. I wrote that review.
Well, thanks for giving us 5 stars, so it doesn't drop the rating.
Um, I don't agree with it, but also I'm super flattered. I also feel fraudulent because there are definitely things that I do or say that people don't know about that would change their opinion of me. I'm only human, and I don't agree with those things about you. You know, we both have a little bit of a Peter Pan, I gotta say, syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it's not wanting to work or not, right now you and I are both adulting a lot, hard, right? And
Yeah.
we whine about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with it. I have some growing up to do. I
Yeah.
totally feel like a stunted adult sometimes.
Well, here's the thing. You've shared that. That's one of the things where you're at in your life. Like you've shared that because you're not, say married or have kids or whatever, that it makes you feel like, you're just kind of wandering. I think sharing that and being honest with yourself makes you adult. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's the unawareness of that would make you a child.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's funny. I read this and when I read this a few days ago, I kind of was like, "Oh, fuck her. What does she know about me?"
yeah,
But I'm feeling more tender right now and I'm just like, "Ah, that's cool. It's okay that
yeah,
you're not attracted to me or that the way I show up is not attractive to you. That's okay. Because the way I show up is attractive to other people.
sure. And I'll bet
And
you
you're
there's something else happening with that comment. Meaning, I don't think it's just that. I think there's something in you that she notices that may be activating her, and this is kind of the reaction to that.
Oh, 100%. It's also could 100% be a projection.
It could be someone whose heart you broke. That would make sense too.
I'm sorry, sporty mountain girl.
You're
I didn't
you're a
know.
mountain guy, so I just feel like one of your adventures, man. You've had many. You might have collided with this person.
Hey,
Thank you for the 5 stars.
the mountain wasn't big enough for the both of us.
Hmm. Yeah, so maybe the humor, maybe the jokes aren't landing for many people, and that's.
That's good, man. You're dry. I love
I'm
it.
fucking dry. I
You're
need lotion.
dry.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, anyways, I thought it was nice. It was nice for you though as well that you lead by example and integrity and you show up and yeah, I am sometimes unreliable. I like totally I own that for sure.
yeah, yeah.
And I struggle. Man, I was actually thinking about this morning. I was like, does John struggle? And I know you do, but
Yeah,
I
of
don't think
course.
you show it. You don't show it as much.
Hmm. Yeah, dude, I'm struggling now. This part of my life, there's a lot of silver linings, but also tons of struggle, uncertainty, fear. I'm having some kind of strange, kind of like a spiritual. I don't know if it's an awakening, curiosity. There's a lot happening that you know. The CrossFit Open is happening. So here's a struggle. The CrossFit Open is happening right now. I've never not participated or signed up for the CrossFit Open. You know what the CrossFit Open is? It's the worldwide competition for people to, all the CrossFitters to go get a chance at the games. Uh, Definitely not as popular as it once was. But every year I sign up and I, go crazy for the workouts and all that. And this is the first year I didn't sign up, and I'm struggling because there's a lot of self disappointment, and it's only 3 weeks. I'm still doing the workouts, but I'm not going as hard, and I'm feeling shitty about it. So
Yeah.
just and that's such a small part of my life, but even that there's struggle.
Yeah.
So yeah,
How where did you place? Can you like you get ranked, right? It's like self-reported.
yeah, I always
It's
I always I always almost make it in. I always make it to like the as far as as a masters, I always make it to the whatever you call it, the regionals or the next one. I just never make it into the games. The games is where it's like the top whatever
Oh, I
20 people in
see.
the games is next level, man. That's like you gotta be
Yeah.
like yeah.
And so you're feeling what are you feeling? Disappointed?
Disappointed, and we all kind of did it. I take the class, we all do it in class. I didn't do as well as the others. It's cumulative, so there are other workouts who all do better than them, but the first one just happened last Thursday. I didn't do as well, and then it's that drive home. like I could have went harder, blah blah blah. I'm also the oldest, but that's not an excuse. But I'm also sitting with it's okay. Like maybe it's time to retire that. Maybe your relationship with fitness is changing. That's okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I chopped my hair. Look, my hair is short. I chopped it.
It does look good. I can't tell actually because it's all fuzzy on my end.
But again, a struggle. I was buying some pants and I saw a glimpse of my hair down, and I was wearing these baggy sweats and sandals, and I straight up looked homeless. Technically, I am homeless, but it was the most homeless I've ever. I don't even know if homeless is the correct term, but um,
You could say
I
homeless.
thought people were going to start throwing quarters at me and stuff, and white hair as I age, it does not look good long. And
Oh, dude.
in that day, I was like, okay, I'm done. And this just happened just a few days ago. And so I texted my hairstylist. I said, do you happen to be free? She's like, I'm free right now. Dude, I was drenched in sweat. I looked horrible. I got my car, I raced to the salon, and just the way that you get tattoos, boom. I said, 90s Christian Slater, just push back. Let's do it right now.
Do you have a photo you can send me?
You can't see my face?
No, it's all blurry. It's like the connection. You know how it is. It's like it says on
Ah,
Riverside, like
I'll
I
see.
can
I'll see you
wait.
soon. I'll see you
I
soon.
can wait.
Hey, if you followed me on social media, you would have already known. But
Oh,
I'll
okay.
show
Yeah,
you.
no, I follow you on social media. Um,
So even with that struggle, me wanting to start over, whatever, a new year,
Wait, hold on, back up. Whoa, 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 whoa. I used to have long hair, long gray hair. I
Oh, I
typed
didn't know that.
in, yeah, I'll send you a photo. I typed in long gray hair, like in Google to see like what kind of haircuts I could get. It's all like fucking photos of witches.
Yeah, that's what I look like. I look like an Asian witch with the long gray hair.
Long gray hair, like it's kind of hard to pull off
You can't pull it off, man. If you
as a
if
man, as a
as a
man,
man,
as a man,
women
as a
can.
man.
Women look amazing with the grays and long.
Long gray hair, and there's also like I don't know. There's something about the texture. If you have the
Yes,
right texture, I'm sure it could be okay.
that's what it is. The texture when it turns gray, it just gets wiry, man. You look like a terrier, you know.
Yeah,
And
wiry. That's right, wiry gray hair.
yes, and that's where you start to look homeless. And so the back of my hair, I caught a glimpse, and it looked horrible, just like thinned out and gray. And I was like, oh, this is like, and that's where I drew the line. But speaking of struggle, so now trying to get comfortable with short hair again, and any kind of change is difficult, and hair tied to identity and all that.
Oh, I mean, I'm still like, why did I shave my head again? I still had like a couple years, a
Yeah.
year or more of like decent hair. But then also there's a part of me that just accepts it. I was actually thinking this morning, the great thing about being bald is that zero maintenance.
Oh yeah, so easy. Just get
I
up and
don't
go.
get up and go. Yeah, and once a week I just do number one, the beard and the head. The whole thing is just number one. Takes 5 minutes.
So because you could grow facial hair, the bald's gonna look great, man. Just a little bit of that, the kind of what is it, the Clooney or the George Michael, kind of like a shadow. You grow that,
Yeah,
and you
five
don't
o'clock
have it on
shadow.
top. That looks amazing. I can't grow facial hair, so um, that's why I can't go bald.
I mean, you're gonna look great. You look
I don't
great
know.
anyways. I'm
Amen.
wondering if you hadn't lost your house, would you still be struggling as much? I'm guessing no. You'd have different
No, of course
struggles.
not, because that's a catastrophic event. That's like it's life changing overnight. And so I would just be in my normal routine. So there would be struggle because I would not have been shaken. You know what I'm saying? So it would be the same routine. Content, podcast, writing books. The nothing would be different for me. But because we lost our house, the day to day changes, priorities changes. But internally, I'm going through a huge reevaluation of my life.
Yeah,
That would not happen unless the house burned down or the
yeah.
divorce happened or you lost your job or whatever.
I mean, to a certain degree, like I wish it didn't take your house burning down for you to like consider traveling and or living outside of LA.
I know. But you know what? Isn't that telling that that's what it requires? Because I was too comfortable, right? And
Yeah,
so now the universe is forcing me um, to say, or it's almost like a cord being cut. where it's like, because I don't like that whole language of anyone forcing you, but the cord being cut where it's like, oh, um, the world is wide. I'm free. I can redesign. I can, create a new life. So it's actually kind of exciting, but I would have never thought of that because I didn't have those opportunities. I did, but I didn't think I did. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is why people stay in jobs. They're called lifers just for the health insurance, or jobs that they hate
Yeah.
because it's just kind of comfortable. It's not bad enough to quit, but it's just kind of like, oh, and also in relationships, he's not abusing me. I don't, I choose to love this person. There's no
Could be
chemistry.
worse.
What's that?
It could be worse.
It could be worse, right? It could be worse, It also maybe like financially it's comfortable or whatever. So I'm just gonna stay in it. 10 years goes by, 20 years goes by, people start sleeping in separate rooms, and then then they go through this huge like crisis or something.
Yeah, I worked at Yahoo for 5 years, 6 years, and the money was great. I was in sales, and I did great, and it felt like handcuffs, golden handcuffs. I was gonna say Chinese finger cuffs, but that's wrong. You know the little finger.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
can't
yeah.
get.
Those
It's
are
not that.
that
Golden
that that
handcuffs.
that, that is panic, and you wanting to leave. But those aren't golden. Golden handcuffs mean that yeah,
Golden finger cuffs. And like leaving required, because it was in sales. Leaving required leaving a paycheck on the table, like a sizable
right,
bonus.
right.
Um, and so for a couple years, I wasn't willing to do it, but I felt my soul was like shrinking, you
Yeah.
know. And eventually, I was like, "Oh, I have to. I have to leave this on the table, and I have to go." And I don't know where I'm going. Um, and eventually, it led to here, which I'm grateful for. Who
Well,
knows? If I never left,
You moving to
what's
Los
that?
Angeles recently is big deal, big life change for you.
Yeah, and scary, super scary,
Yeah.
man. All right, enough about us. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Let's move on.
Oh,
Let's move on
fuck.
before you start losing stars, man. Questions.
5 stars. I hate this guy. Okay, well, thanks anyways. All right, let's talk about this.
Hello. I would prefer to stay anonymous, but I am 28 years old. My husband is 31, and my question is just regarding um, being ready for kids. We have been together for almost 5 years, and we got married about almost a year ago, and just feeling excited and ready emotionally. Um, to have kids. I never knew for sure if I would want that in my life, especially growing up, seeing people struggle, seeing kids struggle, family members struggle. I didn't know if I wanted it, but hey, married and now we do. I'm stressed about knowing when I have enough to responsibly bring another human into this world. I'm a teacher. My husband runs a nonprofit. We're not raking in the dough. Um, So we have, social supports. We have families. His family lives close by. But just wondering what your perspective is on what it looks like to be ready for a kid. I know that's a pretty subjective question. It's different for everybody, but would love your insights. John, I know you have a kid that you had later in life. Let me know your thoughts. Bye.
I had a child at 47 or 46, and was I don't know if I was ready. My daughter is 5 years old. I'm still not ready. So I think having children is one of those things where I don't think you'll ever be ready because you've never had a child before, so you don't know. I had no idea. I had no idea the first year was just going to be like insomnia and what it took. So I think it's something that if you feel called to do, just do it. You know.
Knowing what you know now, if you had had a chance, let's say like you met Vanessa 15 years ago, would you have had a kid earlier?
No. I wouldn't have been a good dad. I wouldn't have been present. It would have been more of a struggle for me. If I was with Vanessa, we would have fought more. Um, as a 51-year-old, I feel like I have a lot more patience. I'm able to show up and be a better dad than if I was in my 40s. I mean, my 40s, man, I was just going through my shit and trying to build, and I was broke, and I wouldn't have been good.
But you're saying it's less about the money and more about like you being ready as a person to take on the role of parenthood.
I don't think anyone's ready as a person.
Yeah. Okay.
It's exponentially harder than I thought, and that's just me. For some other people, maybe they have always dreamed of being parents, and they just kind of fall right into the role. But what she has, which is gold, is her family, parents near her. So that is a game changer, because when you start to have help, um, and the child, as the child grows, can um, be watched by family. That's when you start to get your life back.
Yeah. Um, I have a friend group in San Francisco. We just all had dinner last night, and one by one, all of the couples are starting to have kids. And we've been friends for like 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, I'm like the 13th wheel at this point. Like
Yeah.
everybody's in a couple except for me. But I was talking to one of my friends, and him and his partner are still wondering whether they're going to have kids or not, but they're
Mm-hmm.
both a little ambivalent about it. And he was saying, I think if at least one of us was super gung-ho, this would make more sense. But the fact that we're both a little ambivalent, it's really hard to pull the trigger. And it sounds like both people really want to have a kid. And I think
Yeah.
like, isn't that the most important thing, is that like you're brought into this world with a lot of love and intention? Not that you can't be brought into this world without, intention, but that's a good start.
You're right. I think that's all that matters. You don't have control of other things, and I don't know what ready would look like, because we're also very hard on ourselves, and we want to be better than our parents. But if both of you guys feel like, okay, we really want this, you're gonna make it happen. You're gonna figure out a way.
And you'll figure out the money piece.
Yeah, I mean, look, our parents had less. You know,
You'll make sacrifices.
yeah,
You won't
you'll
get
make
the
it
new
happen. You can find
car,
a way.
or you'll find a way.
There
Hey,
are, I don't know how they do it, but there are single parents with multiple kids.
you know
Figuring
what I
out
like to say?
what.
Love finds a way.
Com, what was the word we started with? Compulated,
Combobulated.
combobulated, combobulated.
Yeah, love finds a way, John.
Yeah, yeah, do
Have
it.
the kid. Have the kid.
That'd be good.
Have the kid.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
I don't know about that.
Although, I was thinking, my buddy and I were like, we were going like, in this economy, like this is crazy. Everything's so expensive. Everything's gotten
I don't know when it's
so.
going to end. Like how much
Well, it's
does
not.
rent it be? What's that?
It's not going to end. It's only
So
going to
then,
keep
what do you
going up.
do? Like, especially Los Angeles or even like New York, what do? You just put 90% of so you just work, pay the rent, and then just like live off sardines and don't go
Yeah,
out.
or you move, or you move in with someone, or you do something, you figure it out, you get a better job, you
Yeah,
advocate for yourself, but like it's never going to go down. Cost of
that's
living
great.
isn't it doesn't go down. It only goes up.
The days, because I've been in Los Angeles my entire life, the days of coming to Los Angeles, like, on a bus from the Midwest, waiting on tables and pursuing entertainment, that's not possible anymore. Or being like an artist, right? You can't do that anymore here. It's too expensive.
Well, you can't do that. You can't be an artist in San Francisco anymore.
Yeah,
The rents here are insane.
yeah.
The American dream, dude, it's dead.
I agree. The American dream is dead.
So on that note, let's answer another question. Okay, this one's kind of sweet. Let's go for it.
Hi, my name's Kathy, and I'm currently 23 years old. I actually wanted to reach out to tell you guys thank you for honestly making these podcasts, because I've been going on my own like self-betterment journey these past couple of years and learning about myself and how I show up in relationships and what type of people I attract. My question for you guys is, how do people, rather than like run away, how can we like use our mirrors? Because not gonna lie, I definitely tend to be the type to run away, and I want to learn how to like really sit with like the anxiety and like trust myself. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, how can I learn how to trust myself and my intuition? And again, thank you guys. Okay, bye.
I think that's a kind of a lifelong process. I think it requires lots of reps. And then I think you're going to do things where you break trust with yourself, and then you got to build that trust back up. I don't think it's a light switch. I think there's a journey involved. Some days I trust myself with certain things, and in certain things I don't trust myself at all. So it's like with any relationship, your relationship with yourself.
I think it's a really sweet question to ask as a 23-year-old, though.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
my God, I was not asking myself questions like this at 23.
No.
What were you asking yourself about at 23?
How to get laid.
How to get laid?
How to get laid at 23 college. How to be popular. How to get laid. How to fit in. How am I going to make my college life exciting when I'm going to a commuter school? Those things.
Yeah. I was more worried about like how, I don't even know if I was asking myself any questions. Probably how to stop doing drugs is really what I
Oh
was
yeah,
asking
you were
myself.
experimenting. Yeah, I didn't do
Yeah.
drugs at all. 23.
Yeah, I was probably trying to figure out if this lifestyle was sustainable. How to make this lifestyle sustainable.
Yeah.
But asking yourself this at 23 is like shows a lot of growth and self-awareness. I think the little flag, the thing that raises a flag for me is the whole sitting with anxiety thing. Like, I think anxiety is sometimes like a warning sign for your body to not be in the situation. And so maybe learning to live with or sit with your anxiety requires listening to that anxiety and trying to figure out what is the message here. Is this a stay or is this a go situation? And sometimes, like you said, you're not going to know until after the fact.
Man, it's hard to know what your intuition, what your truth, what your, like there's so many layers to kind of peel to get to the knowing of you. And so that's hard, man, especially at 23. Also at that age, it's hard to not seek approval, validation. It's hard to be alone. Um, so to stand on your truth, which is easier to do in your 40s and 50s, that's really hard. So I applaud her just thinking about it.
Yeah. Also, I feel like at 23, it's kind of a little too soon to tell whether you have any like lifelong relationship patterns that are playing out.
Right.
Like, you don't have enough data.
It's hard. It's hard to connect dots. They're very few. And also,
Yeah.
I think in our 20s, what we're meant to do is to explore and to fail and to see what this is like. I think our 20s are all about splattering paint. We don't start coloring inside the lines, I think, until our 30s. At least, at least for me, man, I didn't turn the corner until 35. So
Yeah. Just go crazy with the finger
go
paint in
crazy.
your 20s.
Go get hurt. Go travel. Go do things that you may regret. Like go wide before you get narrow.
Yeah. Go drive your pickup truck on someone's lawn.
Yes. Take a baseball bat to mailboxes. Throw pickles up on the ceiling. That's really
At the like Burger Shack or whatever.
at the Bob's Big Boy after football games.
At Bob's Big
Take your
Boys
pickles and throw them at the ceilings and see. Man, my high school was very 50s. It was very clean. It was not like your experience. Anyway.
50s.
50s, like like Happy Days. Like our idea was fun was throwing pickles at the ceiling, as opposed to you doing drugs and other stuff.
Well, okay, so there was kids at my high school, and their idea of fun was throwing pickles at the ceiling, and then there were
Yeah, that
kids
was
like
me.
me.
That was our. Yeah, but that we were like kind of the cool kids, but we were very clean. We were very like, and that was what growing up in Glendale in the '90s was like.
Dude, we had the front parking lot kids and the back parking lot kids,
Mm.
and I was a back parking lot kid.
Yeah, I was the front parking lot.
I would never be caught dead in the front parking lot.
Right, but you know, at your school, the back parking lot kids were cool. At our school, the back parking lot kids weren't cool. The front parking lot kids, the kids that performed at talent shows and shit, like those kids were cool. You know,
Well, the front parking lot is cool if that's where you park, and the back parking lot is cool if that's where you park.
if this
We
was a
both
breakfast,
thought
which character would you be?
Oh, I don't know. I guess the rebel with the leather jacket or something.
Yeah, the guy punching the sky.
Yeah, but that's not me. That's not me, dude. I'm the guy who was like, I was not a cool kid
Yeah.
in school. I got bullied. I was surrounded by 8th graders once who wanted to beat my ass, and I had to pick up a brick and pretend like I was going to throw it
Wow.
at them while I wore rollerblades. Not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool. Bad student,
Yeah.
stoner. But the only saving grace was that my brother and his friends kind of took me in
Mm,
and would like get me high at lunch.
yeah.
But I was like a big screaming for help
Sure. I can see that.
warning sign,
Yeah, man. Those years are tough, and I got very lucky that I did not get bullied. Um, all the friends around me did. I didn't get. And also, as an Asian American, I was kind of they live in one minority. They don't fuck with this. Like they'll let one in. This is when This is when there was a lot more racism, and because I could do something, usually something that was kind of cool. So starting with wheelies at age 9 or whatever on my bike, they let me in, and so I didn't get bullied. But I had other friends, Asian friends, who got fucking bullied and made fun of and all that. And it was really hard to watch.
Mm.
But I was lucky. I slipped in through the back door.
Yeah. Trash cans, wheelies,
Trash
head
cans,
spins.
wheelies, off-roading, all that stuff. Yeah.
Wow, you were cool.
Pickle tosses.
Pickle
All right, well,
tosses.
hey, our podcast is ad-free right now, and so
What do you got?
What's that?
What do you got?
Well, no, I don't want to advertise anything about me, but I'm talking about us. I'm talking about our second retreat,
Oh my God. Yeah.
April.
We already have a couple signups.
Yes.
I haven't even mentioned it on social media.
We didn't mention it the first time. We may not again. It's just from this podcast and this community, which is amazing. And so we'd love to hang out with you during the weekend. Shaun made a landing page. Shaun has skills that I didn't know. And now that we know that he worked at Google and Yahoo, that makes sense. And it's going to be amazing. Somatic.
April 16th, 17th, 18th.
Yes, something like that. 17th, 18th. God. Oh, this is embarrassing, Shaun.
Go to tatretreats.com/love better. It's the You Can Love Better retreat. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, and listen, sometimes we just fuck around and sound like clowns, but we take our retreats seriously, meaning it's there's going to be Shaun and I, if you don't know, we speak, we do we do workshops and stuff, so we have lots of content, amazing food.
We do fuck around, but I was really wanting to show up with a good experience.
You take it seriously. Look, we're gonna have name tags. Shaun does this amazing.
Dude, I got mad at John because he doesn't like to know people's names. This is an upgraded experience here. Hey, keep the onesie. Keep the onesie.
I'm gonna keep the onesie. We're doing ice plunges. We're gonna do lots of stuff. So anyway, if you're interested in hanging out with us and you want to hug, either tap it's on my bio on Instagram.
It's on my bio.
Okay, tap our bios.
It's also in these. It's in these show notes. It's also at tatretreats.com/love better.
Yep. High chance Shaun will have a few more tattoos, and we will both have a few more stories, and we want to hear yours.
And you're going to leave with some new friends. We're going to hang in community. There's the power of the group. There's the power of nature. There's the power of leaning into your discomfort. We're going to have Meredith make Greek food.
Yes, and you are Greek. You're going to be blown away, Shaun.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
All
right.
I love you.
I love you too, man. I will see you soon. And thank you for listening. Be well.
Have a beautiful week.